Though I'm convinced the deficit has its own seat at the table. It shows up early and it stays late.
JCPS Superintendent Brian Yearwood talking about that massive $188 million budget deficit he inherited months ago, now giving his first address on the district's future. On this Friday night, it's the big story at 6. Hello, everybody. Thanks for joining us. I'm Doug Proffitt. After 648 JCPS jobs were cut and then 278 added back, our Ian Hardwitt and senior photojournalist Alyssa Newton asked Dr. Yearwood directly if the cuts are really over.
That when you inherit a $188 million deficit, people stop asking you how you're doing. They start asking you, how is the deficit coming along? And they offer lots of prayer.
At the JCPS State of the District, Superintendent Brian Yearwood faced the music. Is the district done with job cuts?
I would love to say that we're done with job cuts. However, we have to make sure that our budget deficit is handled. We're still negotiating about $30 million.
Those negotiations include cost of living bonuses for union teachers. Maddie Shepard represents them.
To retain as many resources as possible in schools because that's where they're needed the most.
This follows Board of Education approval of a district shakeup. Bookkeepers and academic coaches will leave schools and apply for district-level jobs instead. Board member Taylor Everett voted against the reorganization, saying Yearwood should have cut higher-paying positions. But today,
I think we're going to see most of the things being addressed and addressed very quickly, not only from him, but from the board in policy.
Wednesday, a board-commissioned audit found budget decisions often lack formal governance, structure, and collective review. Any example of a practice you would like to change?
Our forecasting models needed some additional work, and that's one area that we'll be working with.
The honeymoon period will soon be ending for the superintendent.
Our students did not create this deficit, but they will benefit from how we solve it.
Reporting for WHAS 11 News, Ian Hardwitt on your side.
On academic progress, Yearwood promising every student will see at least one grade level of improvement every single year by tracking reading and math test scores a lot more closely. Yearwood also saying the district can get ahead on school maintenance as well. Currently, it's $2.5 billion behind.
More than 80% of our facilities are over 50 years old, and several are more than a century old.
It's worth noting the budget for building projects is by law separate from the general budget that's having that huge deficit crisis. Yearwood promising more accessibility ramps at schools, improved athletics fields, and also fixing playgrounds.